Still making money. Now, their population's increasing. They're currently training, currently constructing. So it's growing, and around it, see, this is the territory. This is the territory it controls. And they got roads. Not a lot of, not as good as some of the others, but paved roads. This is more of a dirt road. They've got animals, camels, so I could train camel mounted men. They got and there's resources here. There's trade. Well, not really with them because we're at war with them. But they're not the only people around here. We're neutral with them. And the only problem with that is that, well, actually, if they try to attack me, they'll probably go after Egypt. They could probably take more Egyptian stuff than bother coming after me. Look at here. This is interesting. So there's a rebel town. So this area is actually in rebellion. We're taking over that. This area is in rebellion. This area is in rebellion. This area is in rebellion. The Egyptians are really having a hard time. They just don't have the infrastructure. Did I say that right that time? Thank you. They just really don't have the infrastructure. And this is me. And while I am all over the place, I have a very tight control over the territories. And I have trading empire, and I'm trading with people as best I can. Also, I'm a little bit protected because these guys are actually, even though they're being aggressive, and in the long run that will hurt me because I'll have to go, there'll be a large empires within the empire that I'll have to go after. Right now, they're not really as aggressive as I am. As a human player, I do have some advantages in that I have imagination. I'm sometimes a little smarter, sometimes not. The computer is going to do better at numbers, and some computer games give the computers cheats because it knows, the people who design it know that the computer is going to need help. But humans, for example, could be very greedy and willing to do things even though they know that in the short run it'll hurt them, in the long run they might benefit. Rome, in many of its wars, especially against Carthagena, they got into debt. They paid through the nose. But in the end, they won an empire. The Carthaginians were very much, people always deem them evil, and they did sacrifice, from what I understand, the sacrifice of children was an accurate historical description of them. But they're also merchants, and they did not see the profit in war, and they were really very penny pinchers. Flint, yeah. So they would actually lose against Rome because they were merchants, and they really didn't want to pay through the nose to win the wars, and they would, in the end, they're bean counters, and they weren't willing to go the extra yard to win a war, the extra few feet to pay that final price. That is neutral Carthaginian. I understand what's going on around here because I thought this was all Carthagena. Of course, I don't have map information. Nubian. Oh, I see. These guys knocked the Carthaginians off the map, weakened them, and allowed a third party to come in. Nubian army. Oh yeah, Carthagena is no longer a power, I guess. But now that means these guys, I thought they allied themselves with the Nubians. Egyptians, I'm at war with them, but I think they're at war with almost everybody. Let's see the diplomacy screen here. Here are me. Here are my allies. Here's my enemy. Julia. Wow, wait a minute. Who are they at war with? Is that an ally or an enemy? These are allies. That's an enemy. These are allies. Yeah, they're at war with Egypt too. They're at war with Egypt. Rome's at war with Egypt. Egypt's at war with... Oh, well, and this. So yeah. So these guys are also at war with them, and they'll probably target the Egyptians before they target me. Though targeting me means I can't really do anything about it. Carthagena is at war with... Oh, yeah, because they went to Spain. These guys are probably allies. These guys, the blue. What's these Scorpii? No, they're at war with them too. I thought they were at allies with them, but the problem is that stuff changes, and sometimes if you don't keep track of it, you could be left behind. Those are the guys over here. Yeah, they only have them as allies. Where are they? They're over here. Okay, so if I actually did go to war with these guys wouldn't be able to do much because there's bandit kingdoms, rebels. A lot of rebels in these areas. These empire. Look at that, right there. I mean, right there is the other one. Hard to tell. Let's close this. Let's see. What is this? You be quiet. The advisors in this game are not very helpful. They'll tell you to, make stables and build and recruit horsemen on an island. So they're not really very useful. What's this dark spot? Huh. I've been told that someplace out here, if you ever conquer it, you'll run into an Amazon village. That might be it. I've been told it's in the area which would be the future Russia. Amazons do show up in Roman myths, so I think that's why they got in here. Let's see, I tried to make friends with these guys, but they're rebels and they don't really pay attention to that kind of thing. If you have enough money, you can actually buy a town outright, which is how that happened with the diplomat. But if I could do that there, and then I'd end up with a seaport in the sea I wanted, but I'd still be kind of cut off. I do have trade with these guys, and that would increase the trade probably. What's that guy doing there? He's an ally. He might be attacking these guys, though. Problem making allies is that sometimes if they go to war with each other, you end up finding yourself fighting, either deciding to ignore both sides and then them not being very happy with you, or deciding to fight for one side and then realizing that now an ally who you thought was protecting your flank is now going to go all-out war on you. So if these two, for example, go to war, I have to decide whose side I'm going to be on. And in the end, it's be on the side who I consider the weakest. Because if I destroy the strongest, then I can deal with the other guy more easily. Ooh, these guys at war with each other? Probably. There's no other reason for this army of Britons to be here attacking Germans. That's interesting. Are there Britons coming across the channel? Looks like the Brits are coming across the channel. History will change in this game. Well, I think I bored you guys enough. I haven't even fought a battle. I'm sorry. I haven't moved anything. Here's my faction, whatever. How many I bought? One. Excuse me. Games I've won, stuff like that. Finances, I'm still doing pretty good. Diplomacy, have you ever seen that? The Senate, what they want me to do. I've actually think I blocked that. Yeah. This is, flow charts. Every game that you can ever think of has flow charts, and the advisor who won't be quiet. Family tree. You be quiet, please. People, you could tell who's married in. For example, he married in because he's not one of the little lines. He got adopted. He's obviously not a family member, but he got adopted. So now, and here's another one who's got adopted. See? He is not family either, but he got adopted. He got adopted. Well, he married into the family. He didn't get adopted. You can usually tell by who got adopted by the looks. See, he got adopted. He's not one of the family members. He doesn't have the right helmet. He was actually one of these guys, I think. Darcy or something. These were Egyptians. This is Macedonian. So once you get them in your, if you can bribe them, they become family. These are all the people who have senatorial offices, and a lot of them are me. Be quiet for a second there. See this? That's basically the Pope. In real life, it's not really very powerful from a political point of view, but since religion in the Roman Empire is in the way of people foretelling good fortune and stuff like that, he could be bribed a lot to say, oh, this campaign's going to work well, or he could be bribed to say, oh, that campaign or that idea is not looked well by the gods, they look down on it, stuff like that. Censor is very good. Council, that's great, except that's not me, that's Rome. Protest, these are political offices. That's a good office to have. These are also good offices to start, nice starting offices to get you up to these, but I'm not, I think, as popular with the Senate as I would like. Yeah. The Senate, this is how well you do. Stand when the plebes are a good side faction. You're seen as being a good Roman, but not exactly a popular one. I'm not as popular with the people as I'd like to be. Probably such that the senators are uncomfortable about being seen in public with you. They're happy enough, though, to enjoy your wine and company in private. Now, if you get up to here, they start to like you in public, but if you actually get up to here, they start to look a little suspicious at you. You're trying to be too powerful. So these guys, for example, are probably right where they'd want to be. If they start going up here, the Senate will start to give them. I was up here once, and the Senate started to give me all these missions that I realized there's no way I could do. They were being basically annoying jerks. But I'm very popular with the people. You carry out missions, you become popular with the Senate. You capture cities, defeat enemies, you become popular with the people. So, Senate policy will tell you about each group of people. Right now, I was on Egypt. They don't want outright war with Egypt, but they see no reason to treat these people anything but, you know, that could be considered fairness. It's going to be absorbed into the empire by populating their cities, opposing good Roman culture in place of their foul and inferior ways. So what I'm doing on the east is, while I'm at war with them, the Senate will not interfere. It won't really probably help me either, but most of them are at war with Egypt, but probably just for the purpose of having an excuse to take over their cities if they want to. Well, I'm going to end this now because, once again, I haven't really done anything. It's just kind of fiddling around, showing you places. I would one day like to actually take over Rome because I've seen a map of that city in game terms, and it is quite a beautiful city. And I can't, I'm not even allowed. If I had a spy in there, maybe? But I'm not even allowed to look in it. So I can look at some of the other cities, you know, like Athens and Sparta. I have those. And as you can see, I've actually developed them quite well. They're now stone, beautiful stone cities and all that. They have universities and all that. And some of them have actual games being played at some. And Rhodes is pretty nice. Actually, I like this one here too. It's nice. The landscape's actually nice around some of these cities. It's quite beautiful. And I said I was going to quit, and I better quit now. Okay, bye-bye, folks.